Okay, in all honesty, I haven't read what speech number 8 is. Alison is doing speech number 8. It says, get comfortable with visual aids. I think the clue is in the title, really. It's visual aids. It's a little bit tedious what the book says. It talks about overhead transparencies and things like that. I don't even know what they are. But basically, it's using visual aids to make it more interesting. We've had people cooking omelettes. We've had people with funny hats on. Someone brought a dog in once. Someone brought a child in. So it's any visual aids just to keep our attention. And that's it, really. So, Alison, with speech number 8, called something.
A different way to look at things.
Thank you very much.
A moment, please. Because we're doing this talk, this is just an aside, it's not a speech. Because we're doing the talks on the 26th, this speech started off as a talk for the 26th, and it just made a lot of sense for it to be number 8, the visual aids. I'm just bringing the visual aids a bit closer. That should do. All right. And I was asked to do a talk for about 8 minutes, so this may overrun the standard 5 to 7 minutes, but I've got permission to do it. All right. So, shall we begin? For about 3 years, I've been trying to lose half a stone in weight. And over that period of time, that half a stone has inched up to a stone. Does that sound familiar? I just wonder if the people in the room who would identify with that statement, it may not be to do with weight, but that you've tried to achieve something and that you've actually not got anywhere with it. Could I have a show of hands maybe of who would identify with that sort of thought? Oh my goodness! About 2/3 of the room, the rest of you just aren't honest. I'm sure that's the case. Right, so, I'm healthy. I eat healthily. I don't drink. I exercise. My downfall is sweet things. I like sweet things. And that has been the problem, is that I comfort eat. And a while ago, a miraculous thing happened that I managed to lose a stone in weight in 6 weeks. And how did I do this? It's very hard to put into words the thing that happened. And the closest I can come to it is by the grace of God, which sounds a bit fanciful. But you could also call it a paradigm shift. So what is a paradigm shift? It's a way of thinking about things, of looking at things in a different way. So for an example, let's take Jeremy Corbyn. All right? I can see the thrill on your faces. Jeremy Corbyn, what a dynamic guy. Gosh, he's gathered people together, he has vision, he has passion, he wants to move things forward. Okay? No. All right, well actually, he got there by default. His visions are absolutely ridiculous. He's got no charisma, he doesn't know how to do anything, he's bitten off more than he can chew, and he's absolutely useless. Okay, which one is right? Which one is the truth? Is he good? Is he rubbish? Well, actually, the question's wrong. The question is, what do you believe? A very different question. So, I have here, I've got Jeremy to help me, I have here a little tool that maybe you can have a look at on how to look at things. So, with Jeremy's help, he's going to hold the bottom. I drew this afternoon. Copied it. This, a little bit higher if you can. Yes, all right. This is a picture of a crone, an old, ugly woman. Here's her chin. Here's her mouth. Can you see that? Can you all see? Here's her nose, and here's her eye. Can you see that ugly old woman? Can you see the ugly old woman? Yes? Okay. Roll it up. Well, you're wrong. That is not what this picture's about at all. It's about a beautiful young lady. Here's her hat. She's looking over there. Here's her eye, her nose, and her chin. She's got a slender neck, and her hat's coming around the back there. Can you see the beautiful young lady?
No, I can't.
Try again. She's got a hat on with a feather. She's got her eye here. She's looking over there. Here's her ear. Here's her chin. Here's her neck. She's got a ribbon around her neck.
I really
And
can't.
she's got some sort of a veil that's falling down her flesh. Okay, so, Olga's looking. Can you see both pictures? Yes? That's a paradigm shift. Thank you very much. Thank you. So it's really about looking at things a different way. So what happened with me? I've put on this stone in weight. Every time I sit down, the waistband in my jeans is pushing into my tummy. The thighs on my jeans are tight. I am uncomfortable. I am not feeling good about myself. And it really got to maybe rock bottom, and I thought, either I've got to go and buy a whole new outfit of clothes, and I am mean. I don't want to buy them. I don't spend all this money. And also, I'm not happy. So I have an element of pride, and pride can be good. So I took a step back, and I reviewed what the heck is going on here. And I realised that what I was doing, I was comfort eating. And once I started eating sweet things, I actually couldn't stop. I can't have one square of a bar of chocolate. Are you mad? I'm going to eat the whole thing. And another one. And at the end of eating that, I actually wanted more. And that this comfort eating actually was 10 minutes of comfort and years of discomfort. This is bizarre. So again, I had a review and I thought, what is it that is triggering this eating? So I came up with four areas that I thought were where I was vulnerable. It was when I was tired, when I was under pressure, when I'm on my own, I'm definitely a secret eater, and when I'm bored. So I thought, okay, what can I do about this? I'm tired. Get enough sleep. Go to bed on time. For goodness sake, get a grip, woman. I'm under pressure. Try and plan ahead. Manage the pressures wherever they are. I'm on my own and I'm bored. These are somewhat nebulous. So let's remove the temptations as much as I can. You can never remove them all. And find alternatives. So I made sure that I had fresh fruit in the kitchen. I'd have a glass of water or a cup of tea when that desire came upon me. I had homemade ready meals that I could heat up in a couple of minutes. And if I was really desperate, I had a bag of toffees. Now, you cannot eat toffee in a hurry unless you're going to lose all your fillings. So the amount of time it would take me to eat a bar of chocolate was the amount of time it took me to eat a toffee, and often one toffee was enough. And these things together assisted me in doing what I did. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do this for a week and see where we go. And at the end of the week, I had lost a kilo. All I've done is cut out the sweet things. I was stunned. But did I feel good? And I thought, okay, I can carry on. So I carried on until I got to my target weight, which was 6 weeks, and I felt terrific. I felt physically good, I felt mentally good, and I felt spiritually good. Wow! And how did this happen? Just by thinking things the other way around. I wasn't denying myself anything. I was aiming for a target. So if any of you have New Year's resolutions that you are battling to sustain, could I suggest, try thinking things around the other way. Try a paradigm shift and see how you go. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Fourth mistake. I'm going to use up all my 9 lives today, aren't I? I was so transfixed with the paradigm shift, I'm starting to exasperate myself. Can I call on Greg to come up and actually to lead a group evaluation? Greg's going to give us a few thoughts, but it's up to everybody else to chip in to give feedback to Alison, how she could improve her speech, what we liked.
So can I just clarify, you're supposed to join in with this as well?
Yes.
Oh, it's not all about me then.
Unfortunately.
Right, Alison's speech. I went through some simple questions for myself. I like to keep it simple. Did I understand the purposes of Alison's speech? And the answer was yes. I thought she explained it very well. She told us what she was going to tell us, and then she told us the story, and then she told us what she told us. In this case, she was talking about changing her mindset to overcome a problem. I thought it was very good, it was very well explained. It was clearly a speech that was to inspire us, and it did inspire us, and it was also to inform us, telling us how we could overcome our own problems. Does anyone want to say anything about that? About the content of the speech? Hello, what would you like to say?
I thought it was brilliant. You were very charismatic, it was sweet, and I like the fact that talking about the event, because it's the one that you prepared for the event, that is not only spot on the topic, but it's very easy to understand because of how you decide to apply it, the sample you decide to use. And it allows us to connect with you, so I really enjoyed that. I think the only tip that I will give you is that hopefully we will have more people there than here, so maybe take a little bit of notice in your volume, because sometimes it got very sweet, very close, but it was a little bit low, maybe if it's going to be more people.
I could talk louder if you
I
like.
know you can. But yeah, I think it was wonderful.
Good, thank you.
Helen? Olga.
Thank you very much for such hilarious speech. And I think that your approach was, not I think, I know that your approach is scientifically based, and it can have very big practical implications for another type of addiction. Sweet, it's only example. Could be excess of alcohol and so on, excess of something else. What you did, it was absolutely clever way to do, and by its work, clever, scientifically based, it's one thing. Another thing that your presentation, it's for everybody understandable. You need to advise this to your clients. Thank you. That's true. Thank you very much.
Anyone? Hello?
I hate to be critical. I didn't think the opening of Jeremy Corbyn suited in any way whatsoever the main sense of your talk.
Okay.
I don't think the two ran well together. The talk itself was interesting, but it wasn't repetitive, but the same points were coming over again, and people would tend to possibly lose interest in that.
Okay.
And whereas it was very personal, which is an excellent thing, but then it means it's a bit of reality. I thought at the end there should have been a stronger finish to make people think about it, and then how can they relate to it.
Yes, I could strengthen the finish. Thank you. Thank you.
I thought the subject matter was great because I'm sitting here with my waistband digging in to my tummy at the moment, so especially in January, that's the traditional diet time of the year.
Yes.
So good timing with the subject, and I also suffer from a very sweet tooth, so I was just sat here empathising all the way through then. I thought you used the visual aids very well and very clear comparisons. The only thing I would say is I didn't find the picture of the lady very clear, either as an old lady or a young woman, so maybe those pictures are quite common, aren't they? I've seen ones where you're looking at a woman and then it's a man or things like that. So perhaps
You found it difficult. Did anybody
I
else
did
find
actually.
that?
Maybe it's because I'm sitting
Yes.
too far back.
Yes, yes. Okay.
I could not find young lady here.
I'll show you later.
Yes,
I'll show you later.
Yeah, fantastic speech, Alison. I think it will go down really well at the event. I'd just like to emphasise the picture. I don't know how far back everyone will be at the event, but I'd be a little bit worried that some people wouldn't get it, some people wouldn't be able to see it. So it would just be a shame for
You
it.
know, I was going to make one twice as big, and then I thought it was a bit outrageous.
Or
but I
maybe
could-
darker.
Maybe
Yes.
the one
Yes.
that is a coat, the one that is a
There's a vase. I
yeah,
think
and
there's
you
a
have
vase.
two faces. That one
That's
is
right.
much easier to.
Okay, we'll have a look at the vase one.
Yeah. Brilliant. Great speech.
Thank you.
Jeremy.
Excellent, I thought excellent use, because again, it's that presentation of use, excellent use of the graphic to explain a concept. I'd wish that you would actually at the end put in there a common mistake, actually why you do this paradigm shift, so that people then sort of got thinking, oh yeah, so it helps them to go to the next step. And I like the way you vary your voice, because again, it makes the talk interesting.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
I know.
Right, before the CMR comes up with the happiness challenge, I would like to introduce Stella, who's going to tell us what she's looking for.
Hello again, everyone. So Xiomara is in the speech number 9. So pretty much we are looking at persuasion and influence. So what I'm going to look on her is credibility, is to feel that she's honest, that she has logical points to support what she's saying, and looking obviously body language, vocal variety, everything we've seen before. But I'm going to really focus in to see if she can inspire us to move and actually do something or just agree with her idea, right? Thank you very much.
Hello, just 2 minutes, I put my feet here. So, this speech is called the Happiness Challenge. My name is Xiomara, and my dream is to be a happiness hero, which is, I don't know, I just decided a couple of months ago. So I've been trying to understand what happiness is and how to achieve happiness. Is it something like I'm here in the sad world and then I'm here in the happy world? Or is it something like it's raining outside, but some people love rain, some people hate rain. So it's something from my mind, or it's something from the environment, it's something from my genes, like my parents have happy genes, so I'm supposed to be the same. Or it's something in my hormones, maybe I'm eating too much avocado, so that's why I'm not happy. So it has been like a journey to understand this. And I have found different activities to cultivate happiness in our own lives. So this speech is a test to see if that makes any sense for you. I'm not trying to persuade with power, but with love, because I would love all of you to be 10% more happier in 4 weeks. So this 4 weeks happiness challenge is something that I'm going to give you like a handout, but in general is to have one activity or one change in perception, like just be more aware of the importance of being happier. And some people might think, well, that's very, very, very selfish, because you should think about helping the world, or you should be thinking about doing charity, giving donations. But the thing is that when you are happier, you are giving the best of yourself to the world. You cannot really be a great parent if you feel sad all the time. I mean, we all feel sad from time to time, but if we want to be a great partner, we need to bring the spark. We need to make silly jokes because that's going to make her or make him enjoy more. So every time that we bring happiness to ourselves, we always give more of ourselves to all the people. And it has been shown in different research that happy people earn more money. So if you want to have an increase in your salary, be happier. Don't worry that much. Don't take things that seriously. So I'm going to see my happiness challenge. I'm not pretending to read all of these because all of you are going to have one of these with you. But just to give you an example, on day one, we are going to think, I don't believe you can read. It's too far. 3 things that makes me happy. So for example, Olga, what makes you happy? One thing.
When I found solution to complex problems.
Wow, that's a very interesting one. For me, it's like chocolate cake. So, that's very good. On day 2, which is very relevant for Victor, I'm going to eat 1 extra fruit of vegetables on day 2. Because
An extra vegetable.
yeah, or fruit. It doesn't need to be the one that we don't like, that we dislike. It can be anyone. So we are prepared when the cravings attack. So it's very simple. On day 3, I'm just going to think about one little thing that I'm grateful for. So for example, Tony, what are you grateful for? Biggest one that you can be grateful for. On day 4, I'm going to connect. So instead of, you know when you talk with someone and you are just on your brain or on your phone, even if you're not looking at your phone, it has been proved that if you are in a restaurant or something, and this is the table, and you put your phone on the table, it's distracting you, like 10% of you is just thinking at the phone every time you see it, even if it's like turning, the screen is looking at the table, you have that distraction there. So just put it on your pocket, throw it, and give it to someone, and actually connect with that person. And the best way to connect with someone is by listening, not really talking that much. So if I ask someone, how was your day? The next thing I should do is just close my mouth and listen for 5 minutes and just nodding, oh yeah, oh. I might be thinking, I want to talk, but really what I want to do is to connect. So if we do all that with our partner, with our children, with our boss, we might finally understand why they behave the way they do. So it's really simple. I love number 5. It's moving a little bit, so it doesn't need to be a difficult task. It might be dancing, right, Stella? So it might be your favorite activity. It doesn't matter what it is. You just move a little bit more this day. On day 6, you smile, which is a little bit awkward because we only smile when we feel like we want to smile. But in this challenge, we are going to try to give more to the world, right? So I will say, I don't want to be rude, but on this day, you are the smiling guy. If you don't feel like, bad luck. You are going to smile on this day. So every time you meet someone or you make eye contact, just give them a smile. Don't do it because you feel it, but because you want to give them a smile. On day 7, you are going to do something new. What is it? It might be that you are going to make curry for the first time in your life, or you are going to go to that new Thai restaurant and you have never had Thai food before, or you just try to learn a new word, like exasperate. So you try something different. And this is just the first week, because this is just like an opening. Now you are really curious, what are we going to do in the next 3 weeks, right? But that light bulb is just pressing me about. But the idea is that I'm going to give one of these handouts to each one of you. I'm not really concerned about the speech. I want each one of you to think about this as without an open-mind approach. If you can give the chance to yourself of being a little bit happier, not for yourself, but because you are going to create a happier environment around you. And if we, all of us, 20 of us, do that, it's going to be 40 people receiving more happiness. And if on day 20, what is that? Well, almost the last one, I can't remember. The challenge is to pass this to someone else. So let's imagine that. If we all of that pass this to someone else, then it's not 20, there is not 40, it's 60 people, and we might change the world. So I'm going to give one of these to each one of you, and thank you so much.
You notice that Stella and I just shook hands. That's important. It's a nice little formality, but the idea is whoever shakes hands then has control of the stage. So it's an important thing to actually try to remember to do in a meeting or anything, so we know who's actually in charge. And Stella's always in charge.
Well, I think that was great. You came a long way. I've been evaluated of you sometimes already, and I always have something to say. But this time it's like almost, it's just amazing. So I was looking for sincerity and conviction, and I really think that you were completely transparent and honest and open, and you show us who you are and what you believe on. So I could really see that you believe in the message that you were saying. I saw that you cultivated the audience. I think you had the interest of the audience. I was paying attention to everyone else to see if they were distracted and they were actually paying attention to you. I think you had an opening that caught your interest as well. I wasn't very sure at the beginning, but as soon as I saw that, you say, "Oh, happiness hero," and you started moving your button like, "Ah!" I'm like, okay, you got me, that's it. I'm interested now. What was that? What's the happiness hero scene? You had logical reasons. You said there were students that said that if you're happy, you can make more money. And you use emotions to persuade. I could hear in your voice, it wasn't like, you know, like mandatory, even though you had a lot of energy. I could feel that sweetness and the emotion, and then you like, yes, go and do that, you know, move your hands. You had both, sorry. You had both strings. Your body language was great as your vocal variety. As I said, you were moving your hips and you were dancing around. I was persuaded, I don't know about anyone else, but I'm going to try the challenge that you give me. And something that I love and I always say it is that you should give something, people should take something away from what you did. And we all have. We have specific instructions of something to do at home. And that just shows that you are very interested in delivering value and giving a service more than making it about you, hello, I'm here, speaking, look at me, you know? So that's very important. Oh my God, I'm speaking so much, let's try to move it. Relating with everyone around, I love that, like you were, what do you do, what did you like doing this, and what do you think makes you happy? That's amazing to connect with people, and you were relating with stuff around, like exasperate, you managed to put it on. The only thing will be the closing. It needs strength, but I know you were worried about the time because it's not the same you are going to use for that speech, so I totally get that. Can someone else, sorry, I got over everything. Would like anyone else say something to
I've got
someone?
some practical advice. I wouldn't stare and smile at too many strange men. It might have undesired. That was my only thought.
I'm going to take note of that.
Someone else? Yes, please.
I like your authenticity and the way you speak. You are very authentic. There is only very light remark, I would say, on persuasion. You said that, for example, you said that you want that happier people make more money, but you didn't really provide any evidence. I was not really convinced. But there was another moment in your speech, you did provide an example. So you said that it has been proven that you gave the example of a phone. So you said that it has been proven that people who listen to each other are like happier. In this case, you gave an example, but you said research has been made. But if I have to be very specific and very critical, I would say what kind of research and who did this research. So maybe just very small details that probably most of the people would not notice them, but some would notice that, because I could make evidence up and I can sound like the most convincing person, and if you add these little details, it would be just more persuasive. But it's because I'm just so technical, and it's my profession. So.
Well, Alison was, yeah.
I just want to say, what a lovely, this came from the heart. You really believe what you're saying, or I believe that you believe what you're saying. I thought this was really, really lovely. Something that I had to learn, and am learning, and sometimes fail, is you come up onto the stage, anybody comes up onto the stage, and maybe you're not 100% sure about yourself, and you start to apologise. No. Get up there and you do it. Now, you had a concern that the time was going on. We don't know this. Don't tell us. Just keep going. We don't know the time's running out. You don't need to be apologising or worrying. You've made your decision. You are going to finish this speech, and you know you're going to run over time. So just do it. Don't apologise, because it was great. Thank you.
Yeah, Exmar, I thought it was a fantastic speech, and I think it's been touched upon that you have a real gift that you can totally tell that you're doing it for the audience, which you don't see too often. It's really nice to see. And I think it came across earlier with your talk about doing it for the charity. You can tell that's your mindset. The only criticism I've given, I think this is quite hard criticism, but I think you can take it. For me, it's probably slightly too playful for me to take it in as seriously as I do with some other speeches, sort of on YouTube and stuff. So I feel like if you married the sort of seriousness of it, because I think you believe how serious this is, with less fun, I think I would be engaged a little bit more. But I think amazing speech, and I'm going to try this. So, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Ziamara, you know how I feel about the way you speak. I think you've got a level of authenticity and really comfortable being vulnerable, which I really, really admire. If I can give one little bit of feedback that I would never ever do in a speech, even at the end of a speech, is hand things out, because people's attention is then down here rather than on you or reflect on what you've just given, what you've shared. As Alison said, it was incredibly heartfelt and passionate. My favourite line in the whole speech was something like, "I don't care about the speech, this is," what did you say?
Can't remember.
I can't either, but that bit, that was the key bit for me. That was like, this is not about the speech, this is about what was it, giving with love or whatever it was. It was brilliant. Really enjoyed it.
So what will you do? Because I was struggling with the
I'm going to leave handouts on the break.
You can leave them out.
Or get someone else to handle that for you.
But not during or towards the end of the speech. This is just my opinion. Because I say it just dilutes that kind of powerful message you shared. As Jay said, there was a real a real kind of, for me anyway, the real kind of moving, I believed every word you said. But then you distract me because you then say, I'm going to have these out. It's like, no, don't. Just my thought.
I thought it was excellent. It wasn't powerful, but excellent. Excellent in two ways. You explained how important it is to be happy, which is wonderful to know. Then you explained how we can be happy. And that was excellent as well. So well done.
Oh dear. Oh.
Right, now you're in for a treat. Yes. He doesn't speak very often, but he's coming to do the next evaluation, and he's going to introduce Tony or Tony. Can I have Tony up here, please? This is focused on
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Happy New Year to you. So, I don't really speak often. Wow. Okay, I think I should start doing that this year. It's a risk I should take. I make mistakes a lot. However, today is for the newest CC in our midst, Competent Communicator, and he's just going to start his storytelling today, Advanced Communication Manual, from this book. And today, this evening, he's going to entertain us, to tell us a story, a folk tale. He's going to actually assume we are children here, and he's going to share. It might be a bedtime story, or it might just be one of those stories that scales children. However, let's sit back and enjoy. Tony, please.
One story, two characters, and many outcomes, or many meanings you can make of it. I'd like to introduce you to the first character first of all. The first character has been around, or his relatives have been around, 265 million years. Any guesses? No. He can also, one of his family members can also jump 50 times his own body length.
Kangaroo?
No.
Lizard?
You only get one guess. Otherwise you'll get it too quickly. He's got 4,800 varieties or species of this particular thing.
Spider.
No.
Cockroach.
His name is Frederick.
What's his name?
His name's Frederick. He's a frog. He's a frog. The second character. Now he's really, really, really old, even by Frederick's age. He's 430 million years old. Not old. He's been around, him and his family have been around 430 million years. Any guesses?
Dinosaur?
No.
When you say too many years of dinosaur.
Bacteria?
You only have one guess. Where's my book, Tony? Where's the
It's
book?
here.
That's okay, go on.
Okay.
So, in size, this particular thing, can everyone see that little dot there? Not the writing, the little mark here?
Yeah.
He can grow, or he can be, sorry, in size from here all the way to the width of this book. So from less than half an inch up to almost 9 inches, top of the class. So this is a story about a frog and a scorpion. Anyone know the story? Not yet.
I do.
So there's a scorpion who lives in a mountain. And he decides, he likes his mountain, he loves what he does, and he loves where he lives. He loves the people he lives with. He decides he wants to go on an adventure, he wants to explore more of the world. So he goes down the mountain, he sets off, he's got his little rucksack on his back. He sets off, and he gets through the woods, and he goes down the hill, and across a bit of tree, and he's travelling down these lanes, and he's been going and walking and going and walking in his own little invisible way. He gets to a river, and he thinks, I wish I took those swimming lessons, but he didn't. And he can't swim. Scorpions don't swim too well. So he's looking round and he's thinking, I'm going to have to go back. He's been gone days. This big adventure, this big journey, I'm going to have to go back. At that time, he looks across to the left, sees nothing, no way of getting across. Looks to the right, same story, no way of getting across. He looks to the far side of the bank, and what does he see? He sees Frederick. Remember Frederick? He sees Frederick. And in the scorpion-like voice that he has, because obviously scorpions speak as we all know, he said, Frog! And the frog just ignores him completely. Didn't even batter an eyelid. Frog, you over there, frog! Nothing still. Scorpion picks up the stone, throws it across and splashes it. Frog! The frog looks across, he said, don't call me frog. Might not the same accent, those be related. However, they're not. No, it's just a mistake. Well, Jeremy said embrace mistakes, and that's what I'm doing. I'm going early. So he smashes him, and the frog turns around and he said, what do you want? He said, look, I've been on this big journey, I've come down from the mountain, I've walked through all these lanes and through the woods, and I've got this big adventure, this big journey in my heart, and I really want to live it. He said, will you get me across the river? And it's a fast moving, it's a wide river, it's a deep river. And the frog says, in his very English voice, I won't be taking you across the river today. So what did the scorpion say? Why? Why are you going to take me across the river? Because you may kill me. You have that big curly sting on your back. Anyway, the conversation goes on back and forth without me doing the accents, which are quite bad and keep changing. However, the main point is this conversation keeps happening back and forth. 10 minutes later, 20 minutes later, the frog kind of looks and thinks, well, you know, I'm kind of believing this guy. I'm believing the scorpion. And so he asked him one last question. He said, look, Scorpion, he said, you've got to promise me. I'm taking a big risk here. You know, this is a wide, fast-flowing, deep river. And if I come across and you sting me, I'm dead. And he said, look, I'd be so grateful if you get me across. I won't sting you, I promise. I'll be full of gratitude forever. So the frog thinks, I trust him, I believe I'm going to do it. So he does, do you remember when you were at school and you did swimming classes and you did the frog legs in the breaststroke?
Mm-hmm.
So the frog's swimming across doing, Frederick this is, swimming across doing his best breaststroke, which I can't do because I don't have both legs up. But he swims across. And he said, you promise, and Scorpion says, I promise, I will not kill you. Anyway, so he hops on, and off they go. They get about halfway across the river, and Frederick the frog can feel these kind of claws gripping him. And he said, and he looks, because frogs, I don't know if you know this, have got almost 360-degree vision. How amazing is that? Anyway, back to the story. He feels these claws kind of holding him. He said, he glances back. He said, no, I'm just holding on tight so I don't fall off. So Frederick carries on swimming, and all of a sudden he feels this sharp, piercing pain in the middle of his back. And he glances and he said, what are you doing? He said, you fool. He's dropped the accent completely now, as you may notice if you're paying attention. However, the important thing is, on his last dying breath, they're both about to go underwater and die. He said, why would you do it? He said, you promised. You promised. The scorpion said, it's my nature. And with that, they both disappear into the water, never to be seen again. Now I said it was one story, two characters, and many meanings. What meanings are anyone making of this folk story or this fable, whatever it's called? Any meanings?
Tony, I missed the word you said when he sung. Could you?
He said, fuck, I'm getting wet. I don't know what he said. I have no idea. But he sang.
No, the last word you said.
Oh, the last word.
It's my nature.
Anyone else pay attention?
It's my nature.
It's my nature.
It's my nature, sorry. It's my nature. So it's my nature. In other words, it's just the way I am. You know, 430 million years of history, and this is what we do, this is the way we are. You know, you're not going to turn your back on that, not in a rush. So what meaning does anyone make of this tale, if anything at all? Okay. Any more?
The scorpion needs a paradigm shift.
Do you?
Adapt or die? Do you see all the kind of variations here?
Do you have that expression in English? The wolf changes its skin, but not its habit.
Please say that loud, please.
The wolf changes its skin, but not its habit.
Maybe. Maybe. I guess the real kind of important thing here, just relating it to kind of people in general, you'll get people saying, it's just the way I am. Or I'm this type of personality. Well, I've always done that. With all respect, it's bollocks. It really, really is.
It means that it's very dangerous to have benefits of doubt.
Maybe. Maybe. But anyway, just to kind of conclude. So you know the story, you know what happened, and you know all the kind of lead up to it and everything else. I guess my kind of invitation to you, whenever you are feeling, if you ever do feel, that that's just my nature, that's just my lot, that's what I've always done, that's what my family did. That, what will people think? Who gives a flying anything what people think? Does it matter? Seriously, does it matter? Not at all. You get to choose. From the frog and the scorpion and me, we are done. The rest is down to you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, my turn.
Someone we can say no one trusts a scorpion. But someone we can trust, and he's making his way over here.
Yeah, trust me. Well, don't trust the devil in me.
But always trust the fun in you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to please let us give him an applause he deserves. And Viola, you might.
Sorry, I forgot.
I really want to say thank you for that wonderful story. I heard it once, but the way you said it, the introduction was so powerful. More often than not, we kind of give stories and give speeches around. But what I actually learned from him most is that the way he engages his audience, I mean, all this massive level of audience participation, they just throw around as if he's talking with his kids. No wonder you have very brilliant one. Brilliant children, of course you do. I want to first of all say thank you very much for the speech. Your introduction was awesome. And it's about a story. You told us how the story is going to be like. First of all, you got us guessing. What are these two very important characters that you're going to mention this evening? It was a frog, and as well as a scorpion, not a bear. And you told us how this guy started his journey of adventure, went around and looking for help when he needed one. And at the end of the day, he found one. Your ability to bring the story from a particular point to where he needed the scorpion's, the frog's help was brilliant. You used very good use of word pictures. You described the scenes. You were able to mimic the voice of a frog and a scorpion. Really? That's not possible. But you were able to do that, and I think that was excellent. And you were able to change your voice, use the various variant voices, that of the scorpion, as well as that of a frog. And at the end of the day, he took us down to where he actually convinced, after the long conversations we had, that we didn't want to bother us about. And you went into the scene where he hopped on the frog and was about to cross. And he took it straight into the middle of the sea, of very, very fast-flowing water. And the scorpion did what the scorpion does, sting. And now, the naive frog was surprised. So I think, and at the end of the day, you brought us back in again. What we learned from it. I think that was brilliant. And again, your closing was way more powerful than the way you started. Congratulations. Please, we need contributions. Yes, please.
Thank you very much for great speech. And I think that your speech clearly demonstrated significance to have cerebral cortex. Why? Because when Alison said that, she did not say it's my nature to like sweets. She beat it, her acquired habits. And Hallmark as well. She did not say that, oh, I am unhappy, it's my nature. She gave us many ways to improve our unhappiness and not to make excuse that it's our nature. But Scorpion was not able to do this because he does not have cerebral cortex to change his and to keep his words.
That's a good point.
It's a very, very good story.
Scorpions don't have cerebral nature.
It means that when you are dealing with something, always estimate that do this creature or has cerebral cortex to be trusted or not.
Olga is very scientific. Yes, Ms. Carter.
Tony, I thought you had the perfect storyteller's voice. You spoke quite softly, so it was kind of engaging. You know, you wanted to listen to what you were saying. You kept varying the pitch of your voice, using different accents, sometimes successfully. But it was great. It kept the interest going. You involved the audience, which is always a good idea. That kept people engaged. And I thought the story had a good structure, and I liked the fact that you could have different meanings at the end of it. To me, the meaning was, if you wanted a moral to the tale, not to be lazy, because it was just the scorpion was saying, well, I can't help what I do, it's just in my nature. And you could say, well, you can help what you do, you can change, and then everybody benefits from that change, whereas nobody benefited from that outcome. Well done.
Yes,
One small comment. I really liked that you walked up into the audience. I felt it was engaging your audience.
I like that. Thank you. Yes, yes, Stella.
Would you like to speak?
Okay.
I thought the opening question session went on far too long, and at the end we didn't relate the point of the opening session to years and years of inheritance, so to speak. I thought you spent too much time on repeating the same story. The journey from where he came from, the scorpion, to the river took too long. And I don't think you explained at the very end that it wasn't that the scorpion had a nature to do that, but that people will do things because of their nature which are even injurious to themselves. So the concept was good, but the opening question session, as good as it was, went on too long, and you didn't relate the beginning to the end. Which was interesting enough.
Wow, you are good. Yes, thanks.
Yeah. I really like the fact that you kind of went the little mistakes and slip-ups that you had in it, and you just used humour to kind of get it through, because that just kind of engages the audience a little bit more. It's not, as we've been saying, it's not a bad thing making a slip-up or making a mistake. So it got me more involved in the story. The next one's quite a critical one, and it's kind of a two-faced one towards the audience as well. But it was, I would like you to control the audience more, because I know you're good and I know you can do this. And I think, sorry, I can't remember your name, you're new to this session, so I think you can take a bit of criticism yourself. But because you were playing with paper and building things, it was distracting me. I was constantly like, what are you doing over there? Kind of thing.
Well, a good speaker would never be distracted by anybody.
No, I think he should have controlled it. I think he should have told you to stop, because you distracted me from his story. So that's where I think the problem was. And that is criticism both ways. It's towards you, you're a good speaker, you should be able to control the audience, and it's criticism as a member of the audience that you affect everybody.
Appreciate it, thank you.
And I just want to finish off on something I really liked was how you closed it. That it wasn't just one answer to it, it was kind of, what did you think?
Yeah.
What are some of the parallels that you can pull from this? And that's the whole point of the fable. And I really like that finish to that.
Yes, please.
Tony, I thought it was an amazing speech, and I feel, having seen a few of yours, you fine-tuned yourself up there now, and I think the quality is really starting to show through. I actually thought you engaged the audience really well. I think you have a really good connection, and your wit allows you to be able to engage with the audience really well. I like that it was slow paced. It got me thinking a lot, and I love the fact that you just left it a little bit open as well for a while to sort of let us think about what the meaning was, and then you obviously put your spin on it. I thought it was a powerful story, really well told, and again, really great job.
Thank you.
And Stella, yeah.
Yeah, well, I really liked the beginning. It was engaging. Something that we used to speak a lot about was how natural you are, but that sometimes you need to prepare more. And I felt this was very well prepared. Obviously, you took many facts to show that you were prepared. So I really enjoyed the fact that you took the time to give us you know, the best you want prepared for it. I knew the story before, but I think that you added a lot of richness with all the details. I actually did like, I was going to tell you one of the parts I liked the most was when it was coming down the mountain because I can see the journey. And I like the fact that you embrace the voices every time they sleep and just play with it. I think you could have had a stronger closing though. You could have said something like, I don't know, or you change or you both die. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Like you could make it much more dramatic with the story that you have, I think. But other than that, yeah, it was great. I think it's the best I've seen. So, and you already had a high level, so that. Yeah.
And before I hand over to the Toastmaster for the evening, Xiomara, please, briefly.
Okay, I just want to be really quick. So I love the fact of the different meanings. So we all can take what we want to take. So I love that part because sometimes we tend to close the speech saying like, so this means that. It's so beautiful to let the people actually think whatever they want. My only suggestion will be, because some of us miss that key line saying, that's my nature, just maybe add a pause after you say that so we all have the time to process like, oh, that's what he said, right? So just add maybe that little pause. But apart from that, I love it. I love the accents. I was laughing trying to remember whose accent was who. It was great, thank you.
Betrayal
I know by default.
trust. Betrayal of trust. And I wanted to cry when you said and now the walls of that drawn. It's really
Ladies and gentlemen, please, I know by default some of us have been filling this in, and it's our fault that we've not mentioned it to you, so please fill them. And for those that have done that, you can pass across your suggestion or your brief to the speakers so far. And for those that haven't, please, what we do is we try to write our feedback to various speakers from speaker 1, 2, 3, and to 4. So thank you very much. I'd like to hand back now over to Jeremy.